Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Let's Play! I'm here with Owen for Game with the Cooler, and today we're going to check out Eden, the game of post-apocalyptic skirmishes by Happy Games Factory. So this is a micro-skirmish kitchen table game played on a 24 by 24 inch board, or 30 by 30 centimeters if you're using metric, because this game is in metric, but could easily be translated into non-metric if you want to, because everything's in 2.5 centimeters, so everything's in inches anyway. And it's basically set in a post-apocalyptic Europe. So this is not the same apocalypse that you're used to in most video games. It's not set in America or Australia, where most of the apocalypses seem to take place.
Stalker.
That's right.
That's my answer to that.
That's your answer. That's true. Oh yeah, Stalker, that's true. Which was actually located in Canada, if you've read Roadside Picnic, which is the foundation for Stalker. Yeah, it is. Roadside Picnic, the Russian novel that Stalker's based on, is actually located now. Metro 2033 is in Russia. Just saying, if you read Roadside Picnic, that's a Canadian apocalypse where aliens visit and their trash is just littered around everywhere. This one takes place in Europe, in like central mainland Europe, and that's where like the faction sort of like names and all that stuff comes from. So for instance, my faction, the Convoy, were based in Austria, and there's a lot of like Austrian and German descent names. The ISC though is part of the Kyoto Accord, and they were created by an AI called Noah, which was designed to basically save the human race, but is now creating a perfect society underground where humans are used as living batteries, and it's kind of the Matrix. So his drone robots, Noah's drone robots, come up and try and rescue the humans and take them screaming down underground.
Save them. We bought nets.
And it was no specific apocalypse, this story. So it's more of like there's been massive climate change, there's been the impact of like biological and chemical weapons, some nuclear exchanges have taken place. It's not a fast apocalypse like you see in a lot of movies. It's a slow apocalypse. So what's happened is there's been lots of like 200 years of war basically destroying the planet. And that's where we're at. So we're gonna show you the rules. It's again 3 to 4 models usually per side. You've got 3 at 100 points, I've got 4. Played on a small table, so you can play it pretty much anywhere. And it's a dynamic, character-driven sort of game. So there's not a lot of unit tinkering that you do. You take characters and you play with them like Malifaux style. But then there's a lot of stuff with the tactical cards and your mission cards. So there's tons of different missions. There's faction-specific missions that you play for, and that kind of makes the game a little bit more unique. So we're going to show you the table. We'll show you the basic rules of the game, and we'll get started. Here's the background book and rule book. It's got some advanced rules and stuff and some multiplayer stuff in it, but there's also a small format rule book that comes in the starter sets, which actually has all of, the core rules of the game in it right here too. So this is the 3rd edition of the game, now owned by Happy Games Factory. And the core mechanics of the game, I'm actually not gonna, this book right here is beautiful. It's full color and it's tons of background. So it actually gives you the sort of background of the world and all the different factions and stuff. As well as some special like additional rules for multiplayer games and some advanced stuff. But everything you need comes in the starter set in this little rulebook right here. And it is a print rulebook. You can download it, of course, for free too, so you can check it out on the website. But it's a nice, simple sort of like rulebook. It's only about 30, 40 pages, so nice and sort of like contained. So the basics of the game are, as we usually do, the anatomy of a card. There are 4 locations. So here's all your key stuff here. So first is your faction. So this is Convoy. Now you can make your faction or your list based on 2 things. Either the faction they belong to. So for instance, I'm doing all Convoy guys. And the Convoy are sort of the human survivors that are not crazy. So they've formed trade routes. They find water. They kind of worship water. You can see he's got a water tattoo. And their whole jam is they're trying to re-put together the human race, basically. Or you can build it by stigma, and that's the other symbol down here in the corner. He has a guardian stigma, but there's also things like order. Jeremias has an order stigma, and you can make your faction that way too. But there is a penalty for doing that, for cherry picking guys by stigma, because you can pick them across faction, you can have all kinds of guys together. When you do that, you get half as many strategic points as you normally would. So you don't get the same pool of resources to play strategies, and also your certain special abilities in the back here can be activated by SPs as well, like his chainsaw. So it more limits your resources, but you can cherry pick dudes. Then you have your type, so he's human. All of the robots in the ISC are drones, and he is an escort guy. So when you're part of the convoy, you have 3 sort of belief systems that you can belong to, and it's escort, guardian, or conveyor. And those, whoever your leader is, there's certain abilities that proc off that word, and also your faction special abilities, depending on who's leading your faction or your team as well. Then you have your point cost. So this guy is a value of 30. It's a 100-point game, so he's just about a third of my army. You have your locations. So this is your psi. It's like your brain power. And you'll see here there are a number of boxes. So he can take 5 points of damage to his psi before he's removed from the game. Because if any one of your limbs becomes destroyed, he dies. If he gets hit on a roll of a 1, he gets hit in the head. So that's what you have to roll after you've determined basically you've struck somebody, is what location you're hit on. That's the dice roll there. And there's 2 states. When all of the white boxes are filled in, he's in the red state. He has the second value for skills. So when he makes combat psi tests, he uses this stat instead of the other one. This is his combat value, so his big flexing bicep there is his ability to hit you. On a 2-3, he gets hit in that location. He has 6 points in there, and once he's down to 3, he drops to 4. His vigor, which is like his robustness, how tough he is pretty much. On a 4-5, he gets hit there. He's got a vigor value of 4 and a 3 for his wounded state, and then he's got 6 boxes there. If he's down to 2, he gets wounded. And then a speed of 4. Now, speed is actually important, not for how far you move each round. Everybody moves a fixed rate of 10 centimeters, but more importantly for what order you activate in. Because when you go back and forth, you ante a guy to say I want to activate him, and your opponent can try and ante a guy with a higher speed value to have him go first. And the first player does. There's a lot of bidding in this game, which is neat. Then you have your equipment. Usually it doesn't, like there can be effects in the equipment. So for instance, Jeremiah has a boomerang he can throw and there's some special effects for it. His chainsaw has an SP ability and it's tech, which means things that affect tech weapons or stop tech weapons will proc off there. And then there's some background abilities here. He's got a chainsaw. It's a all the time ability. He can spend 2 strategic points. Next time he executes a fighting attack, he gets -1 to his combat, but in exchange, each of his hits that he does do 2 wounds instead of 1, which is huge. Because normally your number of successes is how many hits you do. In this case, he doubles everything, which is huge because he's got a giant chainsaw. Now, some things have timing. For instance, he has first aid, which is an action. It's a little hand symbol on it. It's an action. Let's take it as an action. And it costs an SP as addition to an action, and it's once per game. Otto can make a psych roll at difficulty level 6 if he gets at least 1 success. So he rolls dice equal to his psych, so 4 dice, and he gets at least 1 6. An allied fighter within 10 centimeters of him can be healed 3 wounds, the limb of my choice. Otherwise, he is healed 2 wounds, the limb of his choice. And he can use it on himself. And then finally, he has an all-the-time ability, Implacable. He just ignores the effects of the slowdown roll, which is huge. So the first step is you build your crew. So we've done that. We have 100-point crews. So I have Otto. You can see he's my big chainsaw man. Friedrich, who's kind of a crazy runner. He's pretty fast. He has a hockey mask on, which means his head takes less damage. That's the protection ability. So if he ever gets hit in the head, he reduces your number of successes by 1. And he's got some special abilities to rush, for instance. He can charge even if he's engaged, insatiable. If guys who are better fighters than him are in contact with him, so he's got a fight value of 5, then he gets +1 to his vigor. It makes him harder to hit, basically. He likes fighting dudes who are hard to fight. He's got a frenetic barbary once per round. He can perform a melee attack with an incapacitated opponent. He can freely perform a charge action if he's free or an attack action if he's in contact with an opponent fighter. Action does not count the maximum of actions for you to perform each round. And then suicidal fanaticism. He's immune to fear. So after setting up the boards, and there's all kinds of steering elements on here, and they all have special rules. I'm not going to go through them all at once. What we have to do is determine our strategic pool. And that is we nominate all of our dudes that are in our party. We reveal them to our opponents. And we add up their sum psi. So I've got 5, 7, 8, 9, 13 total. So I'm going to grab 13 little black tokens here. And that's my pool for the whole game. These do not come back. Owen has a special ability where his do come back. And you've got, I believe, 18?
18.
Because, yeah, the Grey Damio's got 8, and he's pretty awesome. The Carmen Ronin's got 6, and the Green Mamushi's got 4. These little guys right here. So the big controller bot, he gets a special roll. He gains a CP every round during the end phase. The Green Ronin's kind of your fighter stabber guy, and then this is the sneaky little snake, and he is super tricksy, going underground and coming back and grabbing fighters from below. It's worth noting you can't duplicate anybody, even if they're not special characters, like these fellas right here who all have special names. Even the robots can't have the same guy more than once in their force. So, we've put our fighters down, we've got our strategic points, then we bid SP. The winner then chooses who will be the first player for this phase, which is going to be for the tactical phase. So we can choose, basically, and we reveal our hands. Yeah, so now we roll off. We both bid 0 because we didn't want to waste any for this. And we dice off to see who chooses. So I win the roll, and that means I can place and determine my mission first. I'm the first player during this phase. The first thing I'm going to do is nominate my leader. It's going to be Heinrich, as he has the highest psi. I like him being my leader. And that means that my special rule of the convoy, he's a conveyor. That means I get a special objective. I get to place a water purifier, 30 millimeters, within 20 centimeters of the center of the field and further than 5 from any other token or scenery. So we actually don't put the scenery down yet until after we do this, because I'm not even a leader. I'm going to put it within 20 of the center. I'm going to place it right there. I can destroy this for 2 AP, and I gain a water token, basically, because we worship water. At the end of the game, he's worth 10 extra victory points if I have more fighters in contact with this token than my adversary. You can destroy it for 2. It's basically an extra objective for you, but if I have more guys in contact with it at the end of the game, I get 10 extra VPs. So next up, you've nominated your leader, which is the Grey Daimyo. I get to nominate my mission. Now, there are tons of generic missions, but every faction has 3, 4, sometimes 5 extra missions. I'm going to pick a convoy mission called Infiltration. So now there's 2 categories to it. It's revealed, which means that I have to show it to my opponent. It's not secret. Some are secret. And it has Confrontation Deployment. Confrontation Deployment means that I go 20 centimeters from the center line. So basically 10 centimeters up, because it's a 30 centimeter table. In this mission, I gain a special action called Infiltrate. It's 1 AP and it's once per match. Move the fighter following the usual movement action rules. This fighter is removed from the field until the Intendancy Phase of the round, which is the final phase of the round. If he finishes this movement within 25 centimeters of the center line, more than 25 centimeters from the center line of your opponent deployment zone. During the Intendancy Phase, you place him back within 10 centimeters of his previous position, and you give him an infiltrated marker. And if at the end of the game, I've got a guy with an infiltrated marker, he's worth 35 VP. So I have 140 VPs in the table, basically. If all 4 of these guys spend that AP, they get a 10 centimeter remove when they do it, and if they end within 5 of your edge, they come off and they come back on. Revealed mine, I need to reveal yours, and it's going to be...
Capture.
2 of my guys get nets, and then there's an additional skill that they both gain for an AP to basically, I need to roll higher than 15.
Well, your value.
Or your value,
Yeah, so how many points you are, basically.
Yeah, I need to roll higher than that, and I add 1 on 5d6. And I add 1 for every damage you've taken. If I equal or exceed, you are netted, and you're removed from the board, and I score 10 points every turn, or 35 at the end.
And I gain an ability after I'm netted where my guys can walk over and free them for an AP as well.
Yeah.
I only have 2 nets, and they don't come back when this is all said and done. So after that, we've got our tactical hands. Now, because this is our first couple times playing, what you do is you take the psi of your leader, so mine's 5, and yours is 8, and you can build a deck. But I'm actually just going to... I randomly dealt myself 5 that my faction could do. You've done the same with yours for 8. And what these can be done, they're special tactics you can take during a turn. They cost you your SP, so they cost you some of your final resources. They always cost 2, and some of them can have other costs or cancellation costs. Your opponent can pay to make them not happen for the turn. And the starting player can play these during the turn, and their effects, unless otherwise noted, last until the end of the round. With all of our setup pretty much done, I have to deploy my army first, and then you deploy yours. I have a confrontation deployment, so I put my guys down within 10 centimeters. And we're deployed. I've got Heinrich, Jeremias, Friedrich, and Otto, all just in a line here. And then you've got the Carmen Ronin, the Green Mamushi, and the Grey Daimyo in a line as well. Now, everyone gets 3 actions per turn during the activation phase, but you can use them reactively sometimes as well. So we're marking these with dice, relic blade style, so you can remember how many actions each guy has. The game does run on D6s, and there's 2 kinds of tests in the game we'll go over throughout the game. There's basically target number tests, where you're trying to roll a number of dice equal to your stat and hit a stat number, and there's opposed tests, where you're rolling and adding your stat versus your opponent rolling and adding a stat. Other things can come into play. Dodges are slightly different, but we'll get to those when we actually start the game. So now we're going to bid to see who goes first, and secretly determine some dice from our sheet pool. I've got 13 left. You've got 14, because you used 1? No, you've used 0. That's right, you've used 0.
And I have 18.
You have 18, that's right. And... Haha, we're dicing off, because we're both being greedy. 3 to 3. Roll again. 3 to 1. Stop it.
4.
5. Makes me first player for round 1. The game always goes 5 turns, and we score VP sometimes progressively, like you do in the case of your captive, sometimes at the end of the game, in my case, where I have guys with infiltration markers. So I can choose a tactic to play if I want, as I'm first player. I don't think I have any I want to do, so I'm just going to go over to you, and you can choose a tactic if you'd like.
I spend 2 to do contaminated area.
All right.
Wow. And basically, I place the card.
That's right.
And this is a contaminated area. It causes poison and slowdown.
Yeah, that's right.
The only requirement is
I move through it.
You go into it.
And be not a mutant. So your robots actually can get it, except for the Carmen Ronin. He has gas masks where he ignores the poison or the slowdown.
And
poison
he ignores the slow.
That's
he
right.
Ignores the poison.
That's right. Poison is -1 to all your stats until the end phase, until the Intendancy Phase, and then the other one.
No, we'll put it right here. We'll make you stay on that side.
Okay, and then the other one is This rate's, yeah, it's -1
action,
and then...
or -1
that's
all your
right.
stats.
Slow down is -1 action. So when you generate your actions during the Intendancy Phase, you get 1 less, and then Poison is -1 all your stats until that end phase. All right, so now it's the Activation Phase, because we've done the Tactical Phase, and we basically now get to nominate a fighter. So I nominate first, and I have to tell you the speed of my fighter, and you can counter with a higher speed model if you want. So I'm going to activate with, let's say, Otto. His name's Otto, and he loves to get blotto. He's speed 4.
Go get him.
You're going to go get him? All right, so you're not going to activate anybody. And I have 3 AP. Now, the actions I can take. I can move for 1. Every time I move, I go 10 centimeters. I can charge for 2, which means I can move 10 centimeters and then make an attack. I can attack, and I can do up to twice per turn for 1 AP. And I can withdraw. And if I withdraw, I make a speed test against your, I believe, speed as well. I have to hit that target number, and if I get it, I get away. These characters can have special actions on their cards as well, but we're not going to worry about that right now. We're just going to start running. As they used to say, run for the hills, run for your life. So I'm only going to run twice. I'm going to go 10 centimeters with my handy little metric gauge here. And I'm going to go 10 centimeters again. And that way, I can hold on to a token to dodge. It's Otto with 1 action left, and it's over to you. You become the first player. Would you like to nominate someone to go?
Grey Daimyo with speed 4.
All right, he can go. Now, both players do have a pass action, but if I choose to pass and my opponent passes as well, it ends the round, and anyone not yet activated doesn't get to activate. So, Grey Daimyo is going to go.
Yep.
Speed 4.
Just going to walk 4.
So, walks up 10.
Let's do it like that. So he's going to go 10. Second action. That was one of them. Second action, he's just going to move again. And he'll come stand next to you.
Oh,
and then he'll sit with 1 left.
Sounds good. Now he has a special rule where he dodges once per turn for free because he's obnoxious.
He always dodges on 5 dice.
That's right. So it's back over to me. I'm going to nominate, I hate your green mamushi so much. Jeremias is going to go. And Jeremias is going to move. And we're going to move, and move into base to base with Mr. Grey Daimyo. It's all done? Yeah, your run's going to go?
Can't get there in 2. So he'll just walk as well, and come stand here.
We're going to go with Friedrich. He's going to start his run to Friedrichton. And he's going to go 20 and go hang with friends and just hang on to 1. Mushi's going to go?
He's going to go 10, right in, or 2 moves to get into you.
Oh, dear.
He ignores the terrain.
He does because of his serpentine body.
He's a snake. I'm just going to rotate some
that's
bases.
fine.
There we go. And then I'm going to spend a SP, and I'm going to crush your body.
This is not an attack. This is just because he actually has no combat value. He can't fight. He just wraps around you and tries to crush you. So now the crush works how?
I roll a dice and add my vitality against your
vigor, that's right.
Vigor,
against my vigor. So I roll dice and add 4, you roll dice and add 5, and whoever gets higher wins.
I got a 7.
7. I got a 9. So I'm okay, so I get out of the way of the crush. Otherwise, I would take 3 automatic torso damage
and destroy
to
one
my
level
vigor.
Of protection.
And my protection, yeah, my helmet would get crushed. Actually, it would be protection on my torso, so I wouldn't lose anything in this case. All right, so the last one he's just going to sit on so he can dodge. And I've got Heinrich left, and he can do something. And he's most likely going to start running. He's going to go 20, just behind his friend. And then he's going to hop up to here. It's CP or SP back because you just get 1 back every round.
Daimyo's controller.
That's right, his controller ability. And then I'm going to go to round 2, and we can bid to see who goes first. And the bid's going to be...
It's a relevant bid.
It's relevant. Well, he bid 2 to my 1, so he's go away.
Getting that free one every time.
That's right, and you get to nominate somebody.
I'm going to do a card.
Okay.
I got
that's right, you do tacticals first.
Tactical actions.
That's right. Pay 2 for multiple attacks.
On my Ronin.
All right, on the Ronin. And then I'm going to pay 2 for Battering Ram and choose an allied fighter. This fighter ignores while performing movement and charge actions until the end of the round. The allied fighter and enemy fighters with a combat value inferior to his own. I'm going to put Battering Ram on auto, and that costs me 2 SP. And that means he ignores models when he makes movement this round, unless he's already engaged, in which case he still ignores it, but he makes a disengage roll when he tries to break off. So you get to do you.
Ronin's gonna go.
Okay.
He's speed 5, so he's fast enough that you can't stop.
I got nobody else at speed 5 or higher than 5. Sorry.
He's gonna spend 1 to walk into base with these 2 folks,
Sounds good.
and then he's gonna start swinging his swords. So he's going to spend 1 to do his normal attack.
Okay.
I guess.
Into.
Let's go with this fella.
Okay, into Heinrich.
Yeah.
Okay, Heinrich spend 1 to dodge. So now when you make a combat roll normally, you just roll dice and try and hit the vigor of the person you're attacking. Now in this case though, you've got a guy dodging, which means I get to try and cancel your successes. So my vigor, which is my number right here, is 5.
Yeah.
So you've got 7 combat dice.
Yep.
Everyone that's a 5+ is a hit. So you roll to see how many hits you get first. So you get 2. Now you roll for a location to see where you hit me.
And
that's the head. Oh, geez, right in the face. So you hit me in the head, but I dodged, which means I get to roll my speed versus your combat. Now, my speed's normally 4. Your combat, though, is 7. I can't roll a 7 on a 6-sided dice. What happens is my score goes down by 1, and I have to roll 6s.
Yep.
So trying to look for 6s against your successes, and I get 2, and I cancel them both. So I get out of the way, and you can see here the higher guy's combat score is, the harder it is to dodge his hits. Spend some SP and activate, or so you've already got your tactical card.
I'm going to spend 1
action,
AP for this multiple attack ability. Basically what it is, I perform a combat roll with a difficulty of 5. For each success, I can inflict a wound on a chosen fighter in contact.
That's right, and they can do nothing.
They can do nothing about it.
He's actually good on 5s. He's got 2 guys in base to base.
I get
3.
And then I'm going to nominate them all on the guy who is durability 5, that little guy.
All guy? Okay.
I still have to roll.
For location, that's right.
Hit.
So where does Heinrich get hit?
Wounds ignore the effect of protections, and... yeah, roll the location. So you can take...
Do you nominate them all for 1 location, or you roll them all individually? For each wound. So he takes 2 to the legs, which will actually slow him down, and then 1 to the face. It's going to drop Heinrich's dodging ability down to 3 dice, and Heinrich's head takes 1 damage. He's not quick crippled yet. He uses sweeping blow ability. Does it have a hand symbol next to it?
It does.
It costs an action then.
B.
Yeah.
He's going to do sweeping blow. Every opposing fighter in combat with him, or in contact rather, has to do a speed roll with a difficulty of 6. Everyone who doesn't suffers a wound to their chest.
Okay. So speed Heinrich is 3. So he's 1/6. Gets it, so he's okay. And then speed on Friedrich is 5. So 5 dice looking for a 6. And we get 1. We're okay. Twice per round, he's going to spend another SP and do it again.
Yep.
So Friedrich on a 6. Nope, takes a wound to his chest. And then, sorry, that was Heinrich rather. And then Friedrich is 5 dice. And he dodges it. That hurt.
Obstacle and occupation.
Gonna spend 3 more SPs and drop a smoke screen.
So all of these guys within 5 can't be targeted by charges. They can't be, they're -1, or there's an additional cost to walk within the distance of him, as well as to shoot them. Yeah. And anyway, it does impenetrable, obstacle 1, and occupation. That's what this does.
Sweet. He is now done. So that's going to be his activation. So I become the first player now, and I can nominate somebody to go. I will nominate Otto. He is speed 4. Go, Mamushi.
This guy's got 1 hit to the body? No, he's okay. It was the other guy.
It was the other guy, yeah. Body. So I have battering ram, and I'm going to use that to just move through you because I'm not engaged. So I'm going to go 10.
Does that mean you can end
to
on
here? No, I'm just going to move past you.
Yeah.
I'm going to move 10 again to here. And then I'm going to move 10 again with my last AP, which also is I'm doing the special action. Basically, I can do once per game. It does allow me to move, and then I get removed, whoop, and just placed to the edge. I can come back on within 10 centimeters of that during the end phase. What are you?
Grey Daimyo is going to activate. He's speed 4.
Okay, I'm going to activate with Friedrich, who's speed 5, and he's going to break off from Grey Daimyo. Beat the best speed, which is 5. I am speed 5 on Friedrich, though.
If you fail, all of them hit you.
I know, they all attack me. That's true. So we're looking for 5 dice. 1 has to be a 5+. We're lucky and we get out. So we're going to go 10. And we're going to go just around to here. Whoop. And that's about 5. And we're going to go again, another 5, like that. We go 10 more. And then our last AP, we're going to move to here, and we're going to disappear as well. Go with Mr. Daimyo.
He's going to go. Okay. He's going to spend 1 to do crushing.
What's his speed?
4.
Okay, I'm going to activate Jeremias, and he's going to go. He's speed 5. We're going to go 10 over to here.
It costs you 1. Sorry, all of these guys are slowed to walk away from me.
Okay, I'm not in base contact. Is it just because of the cloud?
5.
Okay, so what's my speed then?
It's... I don't know how these rules work, man.
So I'm just back 2 centimeters because I lose 2 centimeters of movement for the occupation roll. And then I've got another... I'm still within 5 of him, so I've still got it. So I move 8 more.
Yeah.
Up to here. Whoop. And then my last one, I'll use my exfiltrate and move 10. And that should get me within 5. We're just 2 inches. Sorry.
Doesn't matter.
He'll pop off. What are you?
Daimyo's going to go. Are you speed 5?
I'm speed 4. Sorry, 3 now.
Okay. He's just going to spend an action to walk into you.
All right, next action.
He's going to hit you with his stick.
I'm going to dodge. Vigor is 5 on Heinrich. I don't think he has any special abilities that help him. For 5s. 1, 2. All right, so I get to roll 3 dice, try and dodge this. What's your attack value? 5? I dodge 1, so what's the location? We should roll the location first.
Yeah, to the 6.
To the 6, so it's going to be in my legs again. I'll take 1 damage. And if I get 1 system out here, I'm dead. So I'm down to 2 boxes left there. And you've got 1 AP left. Again.
Yep.
All right.
I don't want you to die, but I'm going to hit you again. Anyway.
I'm going to dodge.
1 hit.
I would have had to do it, yep. And 3 dice. For 5.
Yep.
I cancel it. If you get 1 hit, there's not a lot of point. You can roll location first, or you should roll location first, but you can't reduce, because you can use successes to reduce the number, but if you only get 1 hit, you're not going to be able to do that. Hunter gets to go, but he's got no AP. So you just got your Mamushi. You're going to try and capture me, I think.
Yep. He's just going to... How's your torso doing?
Torso's got 1.
Okay.
He's got 5 left.
He's going to walk around here.
And I'm currently sitting on 5 damage, so you're going to get 5d6 plus 5 to beat a 30.
He doesn't want to touch you. He
No.
has to not be engaged.
That's right, yeah. Beat me up some more?
Yep.
Crush my torso?
He's going to go in. He's just going to crush a nader you.
Okay.
It's 1 special to do it, and we vigor roll against each other. I'm vigor 5.
I'm also Vigor 5.
Yeah.
Straight dice off. I'm okay.
Doesn't matter. Yep.
Can SP again?
Disengage.
Okay. So you break
away.
off. You're trying to beat my speed, I believe, which is 3 right now. Some legs broke. You're fine. He walks away.
Coming for you, water bottle.
Go break your water bottle. All right, so during the Intendancy Phase, people get their actions back. These guys are going to teleport back on within 10. So within 10. Within 10. And within 10. On turn 3. All right, so bidding to see who goes first. And... Haha, we dice off. Because we're both being cheap.
Yep.
3 again.
5.
5 to 6. I'm going first. Well, Heinrich, die like a man. Try and stabify your Carmen Ronin.
Right now?
Oh, sorry, I'm at speed 3. If you want to go first, you
The
can.
daimyo is going to interrupt.
Okay. I'm going to play a tactical thing first, because we've got Tactics Phase. Spend 2 for Twist of Fate. If a guy gets removed, he makes a psych test and reduces all damage to 0. Spend 4 SP to cancel that right now if you want.
No.
Okay. He's going to try and hit me.
Yep. Do you want to try and dodge?
I'm not even going to dodge.
Nope.
Nope.
Okay. Hitting on 5s. Take 2 to your 2.
Okay. Chipping away at old Heinrich here. He's still healthy in the strike value. Again, not going to dodge.
No, I'm not going to hit you. Yeah, I am.
Okay.
5s.
Nothing.
Okay.
Over to you.
No.
You're first player now.
Interrupted.
I was first player. But you become first player. You just take control of the thing. So you've nominated a guy now.
He's going to go.
Green Run's going to go. What's his speed?
5.
All right, go right ahead.
And he's going to hit you.
Gonna hit Heinrich?
Yep.
Go for it.
You want to dodge?
Nope.
7.
Looking for 5s.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. Yep.
To your 3.
Okay. Double my strike down to 4. That's when you're gonna try and walk away.
Yep. I need a 3 on
Okay.
5 dice. Okay.
You got it.
And you're
Walk
just
at your speed.
gonna Walk over to here.
Sitting on 1. So you swung at me
And walked away.
and walked away. Okay. Well, I'm gonna nominate Heinrich. He's got 4.
Interrupt with Mamushi.
All right, Mamushi's going too. That's what I figured.
Yep. He's going to come walking back. And we're going to just try and net you.
Okay. Go for
All
it.
we can.
So it's Vigor against Vigor. My Vigor is still 5. You can try and net me. So it's 5d6 plus my damage. My current damage is 3, 8, 9, 10. And you gotta beat a 30 here. So you gotta get 20 on 5 dice.
It's not likely.
You
I'm
can
gonna
do it.
try. 5, 10, 15.
20! Exactly, so I'm netted. So I get removed, and I go into a netted state. I can spend an AP in base contact with this thing to try and break him free now. 10 VPs per end of, per turn that he ends in that state, and he's worth 35 at the end if he's still netted. I was gonna burrow for 1 in an SP, and that takes him off the board, and he can show up later. Otto's gonna go. He's going to spend 1 to move. He's going to then charge
For 2.
for 2. Bring him to base contact. 2 SP to activate my chainsaw, so I do double hits. Combat is normally 6. It's going to go down to a 5 from the thing. Chainsaw reduces my combat by 1, but all my hits get
Still
doubled.
gonna dodge.
Yeah, still gonna dodge. So I hit you on, what's your vigor?
4.
4, so 4 is to hit. And I get 3 successes, and you will cancel them on 6s using your...
On 5s.
On 5s, yeah, because it does drop it to 1.
Using
on
the
5s,
feet?
using your feet.
We stop 2 of them.
So you take 2 damage,
Fine.
drop it off because you have 2 armor, that's right. Levels of location. Yeah. Auto's done. Everyone else you have is pretty much finished, so we're going to go with Mr. Friedrich now. He's going to move into base to base.
Take a swing.
And he's going to swing at you. All right, so I'm combat 5. I'm hitting you on 4s. You got no dodge this time, so it's just straight hits. And
it's gonna hurt. It's gonna do damage.
It's gonna do 2 to the 3.
Okay.
So we'll fill in 2 boxes. That's to your
Arm.
And these guys never get crippled because they're robots. All right, so we're gonna go with Jeremias. He's gonna move 10 over to here. And then he's going to chuck a boomerang into the Grey Daimyo. Now there's 1 piece of terrain in the way, so it's within 20, which means he's in range. That means if I get normally combat +2, I get combat +1 because I'm -1 for the piece of terrain in the way. And I'm shooting on your speed, which is 4+.
You can't dodge these.
And you can't dodge these, but I missed. Action, we're going to try and do it one more time. I get 2 successes, and that gives me a success level 2. So now I make 2 strength rolls against your vigor. What's your vigor?
4.
4. So I have to roll a 4+ twice after I roll location, and I hit you in the 6, which is the legs.
Yep.
But your armor 2, which means I don't think I can actually even hurt you. I just roll 4+ twice. I get no successes and it just pings off your legs. Plasteel armor would have just shrugged those anyway, so it didn't really matter. Throwing a sharpened boomerang. Yeah, shooting a sharpened boomerang at the giant robot man, probably not the best way of killing him. Turns, during the last phase, you show up with the little robot, the Mamushi. And we go to turn 4, you gain a point. I don't have any to gain. Let's see what's what. Who's going first? Oh, it's you.
Actually, I might use attack.
Ronan's gonna go? Okay, well you have to declare tactic first.
That's what we're going to do. It's based on combat, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, it's not. Never mind. He's not going to do it.
Not gonna do it? Okay.
Nope. But Ronan's still going to go first.
Okay. I'm gonna use bodyguard
Okay.
for 2. Choose a guardian type fighter. It's going to be Otto. Oh, so yeah, it's going to be Friedrich actually. Anytime someone takes wounds within 10 of him, he can choose to take the wounds too. Basically, Friedrich can soak up wounds for the rest of these guys. He's going to try and hit Otto. Okay.
Yep.
He's going to try and crush me for an SP.
No, I'm just going to hit you.
Oh, the Ronin, sorry, not the Mamushi. Got it,
Yeah.
okay. He's going to attack?
Yep.
All right, Otto is going to just take it, I guess.
You have your points back. You don't want to dodge?
Nope.
Okay.
4s.
4.
4. Okay,
To
location.
your 2.
All right, well, that would be to the combat. To the 2 would be to the combat, yep. So I'm going to put 1 onto Otto, and then I'm going to put the other 2 into Friedrich. Put 1 on his legs and 1 on his torso, yeah, and 1 on his arms. All right, next up, him again. This is your second one per turn.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right.
To your 5.
5, okay. So that's in Otto's torso. He's going to take 2, and we're going to put 2 onto Friedrich, 1 to the head, and 1 to the torso. Here's an SP, all right.
Yep. Both of them need to do speed rolls. Looking
Okay.
for difficulty 6.
All right, so looking for a 6, 5 dice for Friedrich. And we take 1 to the chest.
Suffers a hit to the chest.
Okay, and then I'm going to put him to wounded, and then it's 4 dice for Otto. And he's okay. Again, he's do it twice per turn.
Yep.
So Friedrich now 4 dice still. Sorry, 5 dice still.
Another one in the
No,
chest.
no one in the chest. He's got 1 left in the chest. And then Otto 4.
And 1 in the chest.
It's over to me now. I'm going to activate with Otto, and he's going to stab your Ronin. With speed 4.
Get him, Mamushi. Jump it in.
Mamushi's jumping in.
How many wounds does your chest have, Mr.? It doesn't matter.
Otto's got 3.
I'm going to jump on both of them with
Okay,
1.
sure.
And I'm going to try and crush Otto's chest. Break his sternum.
So it's dice plus vigor.
Yep.
Okay. I'm vigor on Otto of 4.
5.
We're good. Again?
And now. I can only do it once.
Oh, that's right.
It's
Okay.
Once per round.
How many CPU is that? Or SPs?
There's 1.
Okay.
One's left. He's
Yeah, 2
got
points
nothing
left.
to do, though.
Okay.
He's just. I'm gonna just.
It's gonna hang.
Yeah, because he's
Sounds
with
good.
these guys.
I'm gonna activate. Sorry, you're first player now. So you can nominate somebody.
Okay, Ronan.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna activate
I
Friedrich.
mean, sorry, Daimyo.
Damien. Well, Friedrich is speed 5. He'll go first. He's gonna attack your green Ronin. What's his defense? Sorry,
Now
his
you're mixing them
vigor.
together. 4.
4. Okay, so we're gonna hit him on
The
4s.
green Mamushi's 5.
That's right.
Now
And
go for
the
Mamushi.
Carmen Ronin. Carmen Ronin on 4s. And get 3 successes
That's
to the 4.
To the body.
We're gonna do it again and try and punch you.
Yep. 4s.
3. One more to the 4.
Body.
Last AP, we're going to try and break off, I think. And we need a 5. And I just need against your speed, which is 5. So let's try and do it. We get away. We go 10. So we're going to wrap around back here.
Gonna try.
Daimyo's going to go.
4?
Well, it's my turn to nominate because you just nominated. I interrupted with, what's his name? I'll nominate with Otto, who's speed 4.
I can't interrupt that.
All right, he's going to use 2 SP to activate his chainsaw. And he's going to stab the Carmen Ronin, yeah. He goes from combat 6 down to 5. Hit on 4s.
Yep.
Okay.
4, 6, 8, 10.
So 3.
So he's dead.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's going to spend an AP and make a psych test and try and heal his buddy. So I need to make a psych test, 4 dice, needing a 6. If I get one, I heal 3 damage to a limit of my choice on a guy within 10. I get it. So we're going to take 3 damage off the torso on Friedrich. Last AP, we have to decide if we want to get charged by that Ronin or not. And I think we're just going to try and break off from the little guy. We're speed 4. So what's your speed on him? 5. So you need to get 1 5 on these 4 dice. Got it. So we're going to move 10. And go hide behind this wall. Great Daimyo is going to go.
He's gonna spend 1 to walk. And he's gonna casually walk down here.
To Murder Town.
Talk about
Murdering things.
He's gonna throw a quick net at this little 15-point fella.
Okay.
I need a 15.
Yep, he's, sorry, which, Jeremiah?
The little one.
Yep, that's
the
right.
One,
He's
the
on
one who I
damage.
need the easiest roll right now.
Go for it.
Get in the bag.
Oh,
He's in the
he's
sack.
in the bag, yep. Last AP, you going to go stab somebody?
No, I'm gonna use my crushing ability.
Okay.
I do a walk. Everyone I move over does a opposed speed test against me. If you lose, you take damage.
Okay.
Stomp, stomp, stomp.
You end base to base with me or not?
Sure. Why
Can
not?
you?
It just says I do a movement. Oh no, I can't end in contact.
Okay.
So I can't be above you, so I'm gonna hair
Got
off
it.
of you.
Cool.
And then
Speed test versus your speed?
Yep.
Otto needs to beat a
It's 1
4.
dice, 4. No, it's opposed.
Oh, it's
We
opposed
roll
speed test,
1.
okay.
Yeah. So what's your speed?
4.
Who rolls higher? Gotcha.
I take 1 to
damage
every
after.
limb, okay? Against Friedrich, who's speed 5. Sorry, yeah, Heinrich. 9.
We tie.
I think you have to. In case of ties, it goes to the guy with the highest characteristic, which would be me, so I won't take that damage. Still a Guardian. I'm actually going to take a wound off Otto and put it onto Friedrich, which I should have done beforehand, but I forgot my Guardian ability is any damage.
Yep.
So that way he's not crippled in the torso. Last turn of the game.
I'm gonna score 20 points.
Yeah, it's going to score 20 up to 30 right now because you got 2 guys in the bag.
I get a point back.
You're going to get a point back, that's right. Let's see who's going first. We got 2 left.
Ah, used them all.
I did. Friedrich's going.
He's got no chainsaw at least.
He's got no chainsaw now. No, chainsaw's got. Nominate Friedrich. He's speed 5. He is going to move twice, which is 20.
Yep.
And then last AP, he's going to open the bag, and it's going to pop.
You have to roll.
What is it?
It's
Is
a
it combat
combat
roll?
roll difficulty 6.
Okay, so 5 dice, need a 6.
Yep.
Last AP. Give it to me.
Get back.
Oh, jeez.
Otto's only speed 4, right?
Otto's only speed 4, yep.
So we're gonna go with the gray daimyo.
Okay.
I can't trample.
Nope.
How many wounds does he have left? He can't be in good
Otto?
shape.
He's not in great shape, no. He's got,
No.
I mean, most of his locations are pretty beat up, but he's feeding them all to Friedrich, and then he healed him.
Yep. I'm gonna touch you.
Okay, moving for 1.
I'm gonna hit you.
I'm going to dodge.
Yep.
4 plus.
1.
1, and I get to dodge with my speed, and it's against your combat, which is 5,
5.
so 5s. I get rid of 2.
Block it.
Dodge again, so same thing, hit my vigor on 4s. 1, and...
Oh, you take it.
Oh, take a damage to the 6, which is the leg. You can nominate Mamushi to go. Oh, sorry, you nominate Daimyo, and I can't beat it. You can nominate Mamushi if you want, and I can't beat it
I will
either.
be. Yeah. He's gonna just climb in,
Okay.
and then he's gonna casually crush his throat.
Crush my legs, okay. So plus, it's vigor plus vigor, yeah?
Yep.
I'm plus 4.
5. This is your
7.
Moment. This is your moment. Yeah.
Yeah,
Take 3
take
damage
3.
to your torso.
Oh, I'm dead. That's game because I know we have to activate. So, end of the game, I'm going to have just Heinrich left on the board with an infiltration token, which will give me 35. You've got 50
plus 70.
Plus 70, so 120 to 35. So that doesn't look super close, but if I'd managed to break this fellow open, not only would I have had to hold their activation left, because I would have managed to dump him out of the bag, he would have been able to remove 35 from you. So you would have had
2 actions, so you can't
Right.
make it here. But you remove 35. You'd remove 45 from my score.
Right.
So right
where do I
now-
place him? Do I replace the token with him? Is that what happens?
he goes right with the
Okay,
token
yeah.
with
So
it.
I probably wouldn't have made it to the end to be able to go jump in there. No, I wouldn't have quite been able to do it. But it would have removed 35 from you, which would have put you from
I was at
120 to
125
90,
minus
85.
25.
You'd be 80, it'd be 85 to 35. If Otto had lived and I'd managed to open this one, well, I was hoping Otto just wouldn't die from being crushed, but the speed came into account here. I'd have been able to go over there and crack the bag open. He had 6 combat to do it. He just needed 1 6, which was likely, and then I've got 2 actions Jeremiah's left to run away, and he's worth 70 if he's still alive at the end of it, and then you're losing another 35 from your total. So there we go, end of the game. It was 120 to 35. We did get a few things wrong in the game, but they mostly washed out. I think the only person that really mattered for was Green Mamushi. You can't move into contact and make an attack action. It's the same number of AP to make a charge. That's what you actually do, is you move 10 and then make a free swing. So it doesn't really matter for any of the fighters that wasn't Green Mamushi, but he has a special rule that says he can't charge.
Right.
So his coiling
melee
ability
attack can't be done because he can't ever get in melee.
but he can use it reactively when someone attacks him. So it's more of a defensive thing than it is an offensive thing, which makes a little more sense to me because it's really good. Like, it's very hard to stop, and it doesn't cost you any actions either. So he's more of a run around and net people guy than he is a fighter guy. And that's, I think, really the only major thing we probably messed up in this game. So anyway, it was a lot of fun. There's so much we haven't touched on because there's so many different tactical cards. Like the deck building, your hand building for the tactical deck is a huge part of the game. The bidding is a huge part of the game. The only thing I'm not sure about was the sequencing, because I don't know. I know that you become the first player, you bid to, so you place your guy down, you say his speed, your opponent can then trump you, but I think you don't become the first player through the trumping, you just get to activate a model and then it goes back to the guy, which would lead to like double activations. Yeah. No, but I think we got it right, but I'm still not 100% sure because the wording in the rule is strange. So that was another one that you could check if you do play this game.
That I had, the reconnaissance mission,
for instance, yeah.
Because it just states, so that mission for the robots is basically you divide it into a grid.
9 squares.
And then there's a marker in each square.
It doesn't say where you put them.
Right. And it doesn't say, it says occupy them, but it doesn't state what occupy means. It just says, so like, is occupy towing it?
Stand on top of. How does that work?
Within,
yeah,
like contact with a marker occupying the zone.
Because basically what you could do is you could put all of them in the corner of 4 different grid points. Basically, grab 4 and then go grab 2, and you've got 6 right on turn 2 or turn 1. Even.
Turn 1.
Turn 1, you have 6 of the 9. That's right. Which means you'd have 90.
20 points each.
They're 15 each.
They're 15 each.
Yeah, it's 15 each, 5 each if you're just staying in an unoccupied square.
That's right.
So you'd score 75 the first turn.
Yeah.
Before you even left your deployment zone.
And you'd continue to score every turn. You would only get 5 every turn, but like.
Yeah. So if you've got 3 fighters, basically 3 times 5. Well, no, 3 times 4 because the last 4 turns.
And then the other 2 just sit there, and you're like, hey, bam, bam, bam,
so
bam, bam.
Our assumption is that those would go in the middle of each zone to make you actually walk around and go scoop them up Pac-Man style. But there's some stuff that we're not super clear on, so bear with us as we go through the FAQs and get ourselves up to speed in the game and stuff like that. But lots of depth. Owen's got the Dante's Angels to build. He's got some bikers he's gonna be building. I've got more convoy and more ISC to finish painting up. I've also got the Bamaka, the tribesmen, the mutant tribesmen to paint, and Adam for Greenleaf Terrain is painting the Jokers right now, the crazy clown folk. So a lot of stuff on the go. I hope you guys enjoyed that. We'll see you for more Eden in the future. Till then, I'm Ash Owen. Have a gaming. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to support the channel, of course, like and subscribe and hit the little bell below so you get notifications when I post future content. I do post stuff 7 days a week. My live shows are on Mondays at 2 p.m. Eastern time, typically, unless I notify otherwise. If you want to support the channel further, you can, of course, buy a t-shirt through Spreadshirts, buy a measuring gauge or objective markers from Death Ray Designs, or, of course, most importantly, there is Patreon. Patreon is what makes all this possible, keeps the lights on, pays for the studio costs, pays for the equipment, model costs, and everything else, and most importantly, puts food in my kids' bellies and a roof over their heads. Big thanks to everyone, past, future, who supported me. I do this stuff because of you guys, and, of course, I will continue doing it as long as I can.